Hey, this is Tyson Fury. This is a special message for Deontay Wilder, the big dosser. He's going around saying he fights all the best heavyweights, but Dominic Brazil ain't no best heavyweight, and neither is Luis Ortiz. Dominic Brazil's average at best, and the other guy, Luis Ortiz, is average at best. 145 years old. Someone you already knocked out, you bum. You go around fighting the bestie, giving them bestie opportunities. You've only fought one good man in your career, and that's me, and I beat you. And everybody in the world knows that you lost to the Gypsy King. A half-mast Gypsy King. A Gypsy King that was out the ring for 3 years. Still big.
Styles, I'm excited as well as I'm a coach, I'm a boxing fan, I'm excited for to watching that fight.
Who wins that fight? Because if we would have talked about
Before you finish the sentence, Derek Chisora.
I know that, he's a Derek guy.
No, not because of that.
Not because of that. I mean, you brought Derek up from a kid, really.
Correct.
You from the amateurs, he turned over turned over with yourself,
sure.
And you had a mad journey with him. We said we was going to talk about it, so...
Sorry to interrupt you, he turned over with your uncle.
Yeah, he turned my uncle, John.
I was John's assistant, that's how I learnt my trade. I came through his uncle. Then when his uncle...
Right, but on this one, I'm going to go with my boy, Del Boy, Chisora, for a stoppage. Get up there, Derek! Come on! It's coming home. And there should be a belt on the line too. So one of you sanctioning bodies, you got two legendary fighters here. A champion, world champion with 10 title defences from the USA, and an absolute warlord from the United Kingdom who's fought everybody, never ducked anybody, and would have been a good heavyweight in any era. Derek Chisora. Let's go! Let's go! Put a belt on the line, boys. Come on!
I'm gonna knock that guy out. There's no two ways about it. This is a goodbye fight, so there's no point of trying to go in and try warm up and figure it out and so on. No. It's ding, 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 here we go.
Straight out the blocks.
Yeah, because I've heard you say before, you don't put a game plan together, you just go in and do what Derek does best.
Derek does best.
Do you think you put him into retirement, Derek?
Yeah, I put him in retirement.
You know, to be around people, just to show them what hunger is and desire is, and when you're at the top, to show them to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Hopefully they learn, it rubs off on them.
3%. You're getting busted next time I meet you. I'll have everything I've got on it. I beat you, Dosser. I ain't afraid of you. I ain't bothered about you, bum. I wasn't bothered about you back then, and I definitely ain't bothered about you now. You big Dosser. You're getting it. You big Dosser. You know you lost, your trainer knows you lost, your manager, your promoter, your wife, your kids. They all know that you...
Great one. It's a swashbuckling affair, a throwback. It should be an all-out war in there, and it's going to be fun and fiery at the press conferences on the way to...
Who's your favourite? Who do you think will win?
I love them both. They're both great guys.
No, but what did you say to us in the break?
What did I say?
Who do you fancy to win it?
I want to know who you think.
No, I'll tell you when you tell me.
You tell me first.
Well, otherwise I'll tell them what you told me.
You tell me first.
I'm going...
Well, we all want Del Boy to win.
I'm going Deontay to win.
Deontay to win?
Knockout. Early doors.
I think Deontay will win.
Deontay, I don't know. I think the form that Chisora's in might be a slight favourite going in, but it's Chisora's come forward aggression, and Wilder has that jackhammer right hand, biggest single puncher since Ernie Shavers back in the day, but can he still pull?
I feel like Derek is definitely more... He looks like he's got more about him in the last few fights that we've seen from him in comparison to Deontay Wilder. So yeah, I can understand why he's the favourite going into it, and I probably would bank on him for the win as well. But again, with Deontay Wilder, you can't ever rule him out for any second.
Do you believe that Derek Chisora can beat Deontay Wilder?
I think he's a big underdog in the fight, and I think he may also get knocked out in the fight. If he gets past 5 or 6 rounds with Deontay Wilder, he's banging that fight. He might not get through 5 or 6 rounds with Deontay Wilder, but he's fighting.
Like Deontay Wilder, I mean, I'm hoping, just for the fans' sake, really, and obviously be working the event that we see a bit of the old Moses, a bit of the old Wilder, a bit of the Bronze Bomber. But you got to look at Chisora. Chisora's not been beaten for a while, and he's beaten some good names. Like, say what you want, but Otto Bollin's a decent fighter. Joe Joyce, decent fighter. And Chisora's won those fights. So Chisora's coming into this on form. You can't really say the same thing about Wilder. So, yeah, I feel like Chisora's just going to get to him. I think Chisora's going to smother him and make it so uncomfortable and drown him. That being said, I think we all know that Wilder could chin him, but I'm going more of Chisora smothering him than Wilder knocking him out. I actually think Chisora could stop him later.
I've already told Derek, and he filmed it, when he did the face-off, when we did the FaceTime thing. I told him, I told him that this would be the last time we talk. You know, after that, we'll see each other at the press conference. And then after that, we'll see each other at the fight. You know, fortunately, we'll have another press conference and things like that. And then after that is it. And I want to be able to shut it off because I want him to be able to bring the best of him because I'm going to bring the best of me. And I have no doubt that he's going to bring the best of him like he always do. And then it's his 50th fight and it's my 50th fight. I didn't even know that, you know, because I don't really keep up with my numbers of my fight. But this make for a great fight.
You know, to be around people, just to show them what hunger is and desire is, and when you're at the top, to show them to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Hopefully they learn. It rubs off on them.
He's 40 years old and Derek's 42. And whatever snap you had when you were in your 30s, it's going to start to slow down and your vulnerabilities will start to stand out a little more as the older you get. So I'm going to side with Derek for
as well. If he wins, I don't think he'll retire. Look, both of them, it's their 50th fight. They're old guys. They're in their 40s. When I mean by old guys, not as old as me, but they're in their 40s, which is old for fighters. They don't retain the speed that they had and the mobility they had when they were younger. Big puncher in Deontay, you know, statistically the hardest punching heavyweight world champion. Certainly, apparently of all time. And you look at the purple patch that Derek's gone through over the last year or so, year and a half. This is going to be an exciting fight, and the reason will be because they're going to rely on their skills and their ring savvy because they're not going to be able to get out of the way like they used to. So it's going to be bell go, centre of the ring because that's the style they got, and it'll be a shootout.
But it's a fantastic, almost, you could say a 50-50. We don't know what Wilder's got left. Obviously, he possesses the biggest, probably single punch power since an Ernie Shavers, but he didn't look great. Well, hasn't looked great, has he, for the last couple of years, probably since the Fury trilogy. And Derek continues to keep grinding results out, and once that 50th fight, it will be a fantastic build-up. We know it looks like it will be announced. I'm hearing April. I just think it's a great battle.
Here's a guy who's, you know, with 13 losses in his career, has constantly overcome adversity, and he's on a run at the moment, and he believes in himself, and this is unbelievable. The two of them, as you say, the big 5-0 or 100 between them. This is.
And if he wants to beat Derek Chisora, he's got to go back to being the executioner. He's got to go out there and do what he's done throughout the whole of his career. It's too late in the day to change his style now. So that's not the most advisable thing to do. Not in my opinion.
Well, it's really hard to say like how much do I believe he have left, but I know I believe he had enough left that I still believe in him. I believe that he still have that power that is God-given. I believe that he has the right opponent in front of him to let us all know if he still have it or not. He even says that at the press conferences. He's saying, I need Derek. Derek is going to answer questions that I have about myself, that you guys have questions about. Deontay knows who he's up against, he knows what he's up against, and he knows everything he have to do to win this fight. And Chisora is only really one way to stop him, two ways. You got to beat the shit out of him for 12 rounds, or you got to knock him out cold. If you can't do neither, then it's going to be a long night, just not for Deontay, but anybody that fight.
I think still an interesting fight regardless, you know. Wilder's had back-to-back defeats, didn't he, and then he's come back and got a win. Proved that in the heavyweight division, if you're a name, you're only ever one win away from another big fight. He's going to get paid well in this Chisora fight, coming to the end of his career. Derek Chisora just keeps proving everyone wrong and proving that his longevity tells you more about his boxing ability than about anything else, because if Derek Chisora weren't as good a boxer as he is, he would have had to retire a long time ago, because he doesn't take as many punches clean as people may perceive him to. So he's got a better defence. I've said it all along. He's got a better defence, and he's given credit for, and that's why he's still going. Otherwise, if he was getting it as much people think make out, he'd be in a wheelchair. He's savvy, you know. He's ring savvy. He knows when to take a bit of a blow in the middle of the rounds. He can recover from taking a shot, and for that reason, I think he'll outlast Deontay.
I think Wilder's a massive favourite. When he was WBC champion, he was harmful. I think the Fury fight took a lot out of him, and then obviously the Zhang fight and stuff like that. And he isn't the same fighter he once was. Is Chisora, I don't know, he's got a lot of mileage on the clock as well. I think the fact that they've both got a lot of mileage is probably what makes it a good competitive fight. As a Brit, obviously you want to back Chisora. I don't know, I can see either out. I think that's why it's a good fight, the fact that it's a tough one to pick. I didn't know the bookies have got Chisora favourite, but yeah, it's a good interesting fight, and I think it shows that sometimes it doesn't have to be world title fights to get people interested. If it's a good fight and it's a good even matchup, then people will be interested.
Such an Easter dance.
You know, obviously we want Chisora to win. You know, I don't think we really know what Wilder's got left, you know, from his last performances. And you know, if Chisora can, you know, out hustle, you know, do what he does, sits on the chest, I think he can beat Wilder. I don't think Wilder's got the heart.
So, sorry to interrupt you. He turned over with your uncle.
Yeah, he turned my uncle John.
I was John's assistant. That's how I learnt my trade. I came through his uncle. Then when his uncle retired, he handed the baton over to me, and I ran a bloody good race with Derek Chisora.
Yeah, you certainly did, mate, and yet you certainly had your ups and downs with that kid as well. Not just in the ring, but it was harder controlling him out of the ring.
Correct.
And I think that's
Correct.
what my uncle. That's probably why my uncle retired. If I'm totally honest, he's getting to the age. He's getting to the age where he's going. You know what? I've got to let Don take the reins now.
Yeah.
Have you had any conversations with Derek Chisora recently?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah. He called me to say congratulations.
What do you think of Wilder versus Chisora?
I love that fight. It makes more sense than Wilder and Usyk. I think we had a topic saying that Usyk was going to fight Wilder. I'm like, for what? I go, he should be fighting someone that's already on his side, where he's lost or he already's been knocked out, that has a name but is not at the top level. And Derek Chisora fits all those boxes, even though he is on a 3-fight win streak. Chisora has fought all the big names, have come up short, similar to Wilder. Wilder